when I listened to your video about this male disposability,
Mm-hmm.
I was racking my brain. You said, I don't want to talk about anything else until we men come together and figure out how to deal with male disposability. So I said, you know what, Mgtow Universe, I'm going to think about this a couple days. I'm going to come out with a solution. I was thinking, and I was thinking, man, I can't come up with a solution, man. It's what is the solution to male disposability? I mean, I
haven't come up with one myself. Society, the success of a society, in my opinion, it's built on the blood, sweat, and tears of men. Men have to be disposable for a society to maintain it, in my opinion. Of course, I'm not an economist or in the social political crap, but just an observation. If men are not disposable, it's only a matter of time before your society fails. Because women are not going to hold it up.
Yeah, they're not going to hold it up. No.
They can't. So that's when I say, like, all this, the laws and the child support, all this stuff is hacking at branches. But even if you could go back to, say, 2,000 years where women are the literal property of their husband, like, you still have to be disposable in that model. Where, and in my opinion, there's nothing a woman could do to even match that. Because if men are not willing to be disposable, there will be another group of men that will be violent to keep them in line. They even do that to today. You know, you're not a real man. Stop being a coward. Don't be a bitch ass nigga. All this other stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's why I say the root is the common denominator across any culture, in my opinion. Again, is male disposability. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about foreign countries. I don't want to hear about wigs and weaves and single moms and badass kids. Male disposability. I want to hear the solution.
Well, here's the thing with male disposability. It seems to me that male disposability now is working against society. It seems, from my point of view, men have to be more collaborative now. If men don't become more collaborative and work with each other, and I'm talking about working with each other over racial lines and socioeconomic lines as well, I think our culture is doomed. From my point of view.
But you're not going to get men to work together, though. That's the thing. Because men are too busy competing with each other. I mean, yeah, men will come together, like, when it comes to war and, you know, running a business. But in terms of, you know, working together for the sake of, you know, maleness, I really don't see that happening. Honestly, I don't.
To be honest, I don't see it really happening either. But if we don't do it, to me, I think it's going to be the demise of society, because men's ego they'll just keep on competing against each other until, you know, there's nothing left. If it means destroying the world so that I can have access to all the women and power, then I think men will do it. And then what society does?
There are some men that will take that step. It's like, okay, well, fuck all these other men. I'm going to kill them all so I can have all these women.
Yeah, to me, it doesn't make any sense, because ultimately society is doomed if you do that. So then you would really have to take a long, hard look at male disposability and say, okay, now we're going to have to collaborate and make something happen. Maybe we need to move to Mars or something like that. But, I mean, we've entered a space where it's hurting us instead of helping us. You know.
Yeah, I think men will come together to find, this yes means yes, or not yes means yes, but hashtag Me Too thing that's going around. I think men will come together for that to find a solution, because it is every single day I'm reading about someone else being let go, being fired, thrown under the bus. What was the latest? B just came out with a video. Tavis Smiley.
Oh, Tavis Smiley. Wow, right?
Yeah.
The Super Size Me guy.
Him too, huh?
Yeah, him too. You know what's funny? I want to talk about game. You know, we're talking about this Me Too thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this whole, man, your game has to be tight. You have to be masculine. You have to have money. You have to have this and that, right? Power. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we all know who Russell Simmons is, right?
Yep.
Now you heard about the Me Too thing with him, right?
I have.
So I remember Russell Simmons. I used to read all his books and watch all his interviews. And he was on an interview or one of his books. He was saying that my game is so tight. I got with all these models and they love me and this and that. And then now come out, 30 years later or whatever, and this girl's accusing him of sexual misconduct. So this is to all those guys who think that their game is so tight that no girl will ever come back and tell them, or try to accuse them of rape, or it doesn't matter who you are, how powerful you are, this can happen to you.
Men keep making the mistake of thinking that confidence will get them out of trouble, will keep them out of trouble.
Absolutely.
And it just doesn't work like that. I mean, you could have all the money in the world, have all the power, be as confident or have swag or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's you versus her feelings. And she's almost always, can't say always, is going to choose her feelings. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like I said before, last time we talked, it's gotten to the point to where if you're a man of means at all, and if you're behind a closed door with a woman, you're exposing yourself to risk for the rest of your life, because she can come back. She can come back 30, 40, 50 years down the road and says she did something, and she could pinpoint you that in that location. I was in his room. I was in this closed off office or whatever. And in those 10 minutes, he did something inappropriate. Now, if you are someone that has been building their brand up for half a century, it's gone overnight over a lie. That's how volatile it is to be a man in 2017.
But you see, what you don't know the answer to this. You want me to tell you the answer? This is the answer. What you want to do is you want to get a nice car, get some nice clothes. You want to sell these bitches a dream. You want to fuck them and toss them on the side of the road. That is how you get around that. Mgtow Universe.
And 15 years ago, I would have completely agreed with that. It's a stage. It's when you go from being, I guess, a square to being a PUA. Then that gets old. Eventually, you come across MRA, and then you figure out, okay, well, people don't give a shit about men. And then Mgtow. And it's just so many guys have just taken that path, like myself, step by step by step. It's like, okay, well, let's figure out how to game the system. Women are this way. What can I do to maximize that expectation? Well, I can have a fancy car. I can rent or lease or whatever, and I could dress nice. That doesn't cost much. And of course, women are paying attention to all that. So yes, if your goal is to get laid, if you want to do pump and dump, as I said before, first and foremost, get the hell out of first world country, go to another country. But if you are trying to if you want to maximize your expectation, yeah, that'll work. It'll work, but that does not save you from the risk at all.
Wait a minute, Mgtow Universe. Come on here. Are you trying to tell me that if I get myself a good job, right? I get a nice car, I dress really nice, I spit good game, I'm confident, that it's not going to stop her from lying? It's not going to stop a woman from lying on me? Come on, Mgtow Universe. Tell me that ain't true.
I mean, if a guy is asking that question, he's not really thinking about his own thought process, or he's been living on the rock his entire life. Like, even if you ask these PUAs, they have to admit that, yeah, you're still exposed to risk, but you're reducing that risk by having game. That's the best that they can do.
Are you trying to tell me that women lie, Mgtow Universe?
Of course.
You're trying to tell me that sometimes they're not honest? No way. I refuse to believe that, sir.
But only who would say that? They're like maybe a 13-year-old, like that's wet behind the ears. I don't know anything. But guys that's been in this world long enough, they know what the fuck it is. They just go about their way of solving that solution. Moors and PUAs, I won't say they're the same, but their path to that solution is similar. You know, having game or or being confident or whatever, that may, I can't even say it'll save you from child support, because I know a lot of alpha males that won't take any shit from anybody, male or female, that are on papers right now.
Mgtow.